Hi everyone, in this video I'll be reading Oliver's Secret Crush. This is the first draft of the story, and I've already, I think, released the edited version, so this is the first draft video. Alright, so this is the second fanfic I wrote in 2021, so I call it Oliver's Secret Crush. Based on the show Hannah Montana. Started on January 6th, 2021 and finished January 6th, 2021. As you can see, I used an old agenda booklet to do this. This was from elementary school. So I think I have two of these because I lost one. And so one of them has like the first half of the notebook filled, and then the other one has the second half, and then somehow along the lines I did actually find the other one, and so I still had extra space in the notebook, or in the agenda, so I turned it into a notebook. But anyway, you know, upcycling. So, based on Hannah Montana. So, Lily is at the beach, and her current boyfriend has just broken up with her. Oliver sees her and comes over to see if she's okay. Miley is currently practicing for a show, so she's not around. Oliver says, "Lily, is everything okay?" Lily says sadly, everything is fine." Oliver says, "Then why are you sad?" Lily says sadly, "Because my boyfriend just broke up with me." Oliver says, "Well, he's a jerk for breaking up with you." Can you still see everything on camera? I think so. Alright. The jerk for breaking up with you. So, I think that's good. Alright. Lily says sadly, "He is." Lily hugs Oliver while crying on his shoulder. Oliver, rubbing her back, says, "You're gonna be okay." Lily says sadly, "How? No one loves me." Oliver says, "That's not true. Don't say that. You have your friends and your family that love you." Lily says, "Yeah, but no boyfriend." Oliver says, "Well, that's his loss. If he was smart, he wouldn't have dumped you." Lily says sadly, "You really think so?" Oliver says, "Yes. If you were my girlfriend, I would never break up with you." Lily pushes Oliver away in confusion. "You just said if I was your girlfriend." Oliver nervously says, "Did I say that out loud?" Lily says, confused, "Yes, you did. Why did you say that?" Oliver nervously says, "Oh, to cheer you up." Alright. Lily says, confused, "Still everything on camera there?" Okay. Says confused, "We've been friends since kindergarten. I know when you're lying." "Do you have feelings for me?" asks Lily. Oliver says nervously, "What? No, you're a friend." Oliver says, Lily says, "Oliver, it's me, so tell me the truth." Oliver says, "Alright, I do have a crush on you, but it doesn't matter. You probably don't feel the same. Now I've ruined our friendship." Lily says, "You haven't ruined our friendship." Oliver says, "Yes, I have. It's going to be awkward between us now." Lily says, "It won't be. Just give me a few weeks to consider being more than your friend." Oliver says, "Wait, really?" Lily says, "Yes." Oliver happily says, "Awesome!" A few weeks later, in the empty hallway of their school, Lily says, "So, Oliver, I considered it, and yes, I want to be your you-know-what." Oliver says, yes, that's awesome." Miley had been eavesdropping, and is now in front of them. Miley says, "What did you mean by you-know-what?" Lily says nervously, "Oh, nothing." Miley says, "Come on, just tell me." There's nothing to tell, says Oliver. Miley says curiously, oh, really? What are you two hiding? Lily says, we're not hiding anything. Miley says, I understand. You guys are throwing me a surprise party. Don't worry, I'll pretend I don't know. Oliver trying to sound honest. Darn, you got us. Miley says confused, okay, then what did you mean by your you-know-what? Lily says, Miley, don't you have class right now? Miley points out, yeah, but don't you and Oliver also have a class to get to as well? Oliver says, it's B slot, we have a spare. I'll explain more in a sec. Miley says, oh, sweet, Niblets. That's music class, I gotta go. Miley runs to her class. Later that day, Oliver and Lily are at the restaurant for their first date. So, in case you don't know what I mean by B slot, I don't know if this is just a Canada thing or other places, but like first period of the day, I guess you might call it in other places, is A slot. Then second period, B slot. Then third period is C slot. Then lunch. Then D slot and E slot. Then end of day. So, that's where it was. And the spare is like your free period, or your like time where you don't have to be at school. You can use it to study or just take a break off school. So everyone wanted either an A slot or an E slot spare, so that they either got more sleep to, like, if you got a morning slot, like A slot, if you got morning, then you didn't have to come to school as early. But if you got E slot spare, you got home earlier, kind of thing. Or at least that's my perspective. But anyway, so I think those were the ones like people wanted. Nobody ever wanted, I don't think nobody wanted B slot because it's just right in the middle. So either the ends of the day or you get an extended lunch. So kind of thing. If your class was around lunch, was before or after lunch, you got an extended lunch. If it was before or at the beginning of the school day or the end of the school day, you got either extra sleep or you got to go home early, like kind of thing. So I think other places refer to it as like periods of the day. So we just went with A slot, B slot, C slot, D slot, and E slot. So yeah, that's what it was in my high school anyway. So I'll read this again. So Miley says, oh, sweet Niblets, that's music class. Miley runs to her class. Later that day at Oliver and Lily, Oliver and Lily are at a restaurant for their first date. Oliver says, I'm so happy you said yes. Is everything still on screen? I think so. Okay. Oliver says, I'm so happy you said yes. Lily says, I'm so glad you asked. They talk for another half hour, then have their meal. Oliver says, have I told you how pretty you are, Lily? 'Cause you are. Lily, blushing, says, thanks, you're so handsome. Oliver says, blushing, thanks. The two share their first kiss. About 15 minutes later, they pay for their meal and are walking on the beach shore where the water meets the sand. So Lily, do you think, and I think they're holding their shoes so that they don't get sand in them. Yeah, I picture that they'd be holding their shoes kind of thing. Oliver says, so Lily, do you think we should tell Miley about us? Lily says, well, she kept the Hannah secret from us for 7 years. Oliver says, good point. Let's not tell her. Lily says, if she doesn't know after 7 years, then we'll tell her. Imagine she's oblivious for that long. Sorry. So it's up to her to figure out before then. Exactly, says Lily. Oliver says, good. I like having a secret relationship. Lily says, great. 1 hour later, Oliver is at the house dropping Lily off. 1 hour later, Oliver is dropping Lily off at her house. Well, that was a lot of fun, says Lily. It sure was. They have a goodbye kiss, and a few months later, in the school hallway, Miley is trying to figure out what they're hiding and investigates. You guys have been acting weird for the past 3 months. What's going on? Lily quickly says, nothing is going on. Miley says, we're friends, right? Oliver's like, yes, your point is? You guys are hiding something from me. But why? Lily says, we're not hiding anything. I don't believe you, says Miley. Oliver says, don't you think if we were hiding something from you, you'd know about it already? Miley says, I guess so. You guys want to go hang out after school today? Lily says, sorry, but I'm busy. Miley says, that's okay. Me and Oliver can hang out, right? Oliver says, sorry, but I'm busy too. Miley's like, doing what? Oliver says, practicing with my band. Lily says, what are you doing? Lily, what are you doing? Not Lily says, Miley says, Lily, what are you doing? Lily says, oh, I have soccer practice. Miley says, tomorrow then? Lily says, good with me. Miley asks, Oliver? Oliver then looks at Lily, who is nodding yes. Oliver's like, yes, I have nothing planned tomorrow. Miley says, great. Later that day, Miley is at the beach relaxing when she hears some familiar voices. Miley thinks, they said they were busy. Why are they here? Oliver says lovingly, you make me so happy, Lily. Happily in agreement. Lily says, ditto. The two are now romantically holding hands. Miley thinks, why are they holding hands so romantically? Like they're interlocking their hands. This is kind of what I'm referring to. I don't know how else to describe it. Lily and Oliver kiss, and Miley sees. Miley thinks, wait, they're dating? When did that happen? Miley walks up to the happy couple to confront them. Lily says, shocked, Miley, what are you doing here? Miley says, I'm just here to congratulate the happy couple. Oliver, shocked, how do you know about that? Miley says, I just saw you guys kiss. Lily says, you saw that? Nervously. Miley responds with, yes, and it doesn't bother me, but I have to ask, why did you keep this from me? Oliver brings up, because you kept the Hannah secret from us for 7 years. Miley says, if I didn't figure it out, would you have told me? Lily says, yes, but after 7 years, considering you didn't tell us you were Hannah Montana for 7 years. Miley says, well, I'm glad I finally figured it out. Then. The three are happy that there are no more secrets between them and enjoy the rest of the day at the beach together. The end of Oliver's Secret Crush. So I hope you enjoyed this Hannah Montana fanfic. I'm kind of upset we didn't get to see Lily and Oliver become a couple. That all happens behind the scenes. And I know that's not how it happens in the show, but I'm like, are you kidding me? We don't get to see them fall in love? Oh, dang. It's like one episode, they're friends, platonically. Next episode, they're a couple. When did that happen? What? I wish we got to see that happen. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.